Guys, we turned our tiny basement closet into a 4-person sauna for under $4,000. And for a while, it didn't even work. But now, this is one of the best things that we have ever added to our home. All right, my wife is one of those people who does everything for her health. She tracks her sleep, her workouts, her food. She even goes outside in the morning for that low solar angle sunlight. She has a grounding mat, she has a red light, and she grew up in the desert, so she hates the cold. So at some point, I kind of knew that we were probably gonna have a sauna in our house. And since I'm a guy who loves DIY and loves to build everything myself, we decided we were gonna build one. So at first, I was not planning to build a custom sauna at all. I was just trying to find the cheapest way to get one of those infrared saunas from Costco or from Wayfair, maybe a barrel style sauna outside in the backyard. But guess what? We don't live in a mansion and our yard isn't huge. And I tried everywhere, but there was just nowhere to put one until I started looking at this weird little space at the end of our basement hallway. So on the other side of this wall was this small closet in my home office. I started to think, I don't use that too often. Could that be turned into a sauna? So at first we were kind of thinking of a tiny, like 1-person, maybe 2-person setup. But once I got permission to start, I got a little bit carried away. So one night, while my wife was out, I handed my daughters some safety glasses, ear protection, sledgehammers, crowbars, and we started tearing the walls apart. As soon as I got into it, I realized something. Most small saunas are infrared saunas. My wife was kind of like, hey, if we're gonna do this, let's go for the real traditional European Finnish style sauna. Traditional, high heat, the whole thing all in. The problem was that little tiny closet space was too small to put a traditional heater. At that point, I had already kind of torn walls open and I had a decision to make. Build something small that wasn't really what we wanted or take over part of my home office. And I hesitated because technically my home office is a bedroom. And if I remove the closet, well gosh, I can't count that as a bedroom anymore. So now I'm thinking about resale value, future buyers, and how they're gonna look at this space. But at some point I realized this. I am building this house for us. So I grabbed my Sawzall and I cut 16 inches right out into my home office. And I have never regretted it. Guys, at this point it all started to come together. Framing, insulation, running the electrical, and then I wrapped the whole thing in this reflective foil, which made it look less like a sauna and more like a spaceship. It felt like a futuristic room. My kids loved it. And then came the best part, the cedar. I used that tongue and groove cedar shiplap from Home Depot on the walls and on the ceiling. And this part went up so fast, it was very satisfying. 1 minute, it's a construction zone. The next minute, it totally looked like a sauna. And the smell of that cedar as it came out of the package is unreal. My wife would literally come downstairs just to stand in the box while I was in there working because it smelled so good. Once the walls were done, it was time for me to build the benches. And I decided to go all in. Everything inside is gonna be cedar. No traditional 2x4s. I built an L-shaped lower bench and a single upper bench across that back wall. Specs. Okay, the lower bench sits at 19 inches and the upper bench at 50 inches because heat rises and you kind of want to be up there. So if you want it hotter, you sit up on the top. If you're dying up there, then you drop down to the bottom. The whole sauna is just under 5 feet by 5 feet. So I had to be very intentional with the layout. And structurally, those benches are solid. I've had 3 adults on that top bench at once, no movement at all. If I could change one thing though, I wish I would have made it big enough to completely lie down, but I just didn't have the space, and that would have required me bumping way into my home office, which I didn't want to do. So the last big piece of the build is the door. Now listen, I tried to find a legit sauna door. I couldn't find one, so I improvised. I bought this thick glass shower door and I framed it in with my cedar framing. And I just kind of built it, and honestly, it works awesome. So at this point, I call my electrician buddy, I order the stove, we wire up that sauna heater from Finlandia, and I am so excited to try it. I turn it on, I wait, I get inside, and the thing doesn't go past 130 degrees, which is not hot enough. After all that work, 130 degrees. Come on. I thought I really messed something up or the heater was broken. Honestly, at this point, I was just deflated. Start digging through forums and Reddit threads, and I find people from Finland.
Finland, 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 the country where I want to be.
Talking about the airflow in the sauna, and that's when it clicked for me. I didn't have a heating problem, I had an airflow problem. So I built one vent in the top of my sauna that vents to the outside. But what I didn't know is that you actually need two vents. You need cold inflow and then hot air exiting up high. So I cut a vent near the sauna heater in the wall adjoining my workout room, and the other vent was opened up going outside. I turned it on, 185 degrees right off the bat. It worked great. I couldn't have been more excited. Okay, so since then, we use this all the time. Throughout the winter, and even in the summer, my wife will have friends over. I've got buddies coming over to do the sauna and the cold plunge. It's just become part of our life. My routine is about 15 minutes in the sauna at 180 degrees. I pour water on the rocks a couple of times, and then I go straight outside into a 48-degree cold plunge. 5 minutes. And that contrast, oh, it just resets me. It makes me feel energized and completely alive. For me, when I come out of this thing, I feel completely wiped and exhausted, but as soon as I hit that water, I feel completely energized, and that feeling lasts for hours. It's unbeatable. So I get asked all the time, should I build one like you did, or should I just buy one? Listen, for most people, you probably just buy one. But for us, this fit our space perfectly. The total cost was under $4,000. The cedar, the heater, the electrical, the door, everything. And it feels completely custom to our home. So the one big thing I would change though, if I were to do this again, I would get a Wi-Fi controlled heater. Being able to turn this thing on from your phone before you get home from skiing or sledding in the winter, or being able to turn it on from your warm and cozy bed before you have to come down and turn it on like manually, that would be amazing. The craziest part is, all of this started as a weird, awkward little closet at the end of our hallway, and now it's something that we use all the time. Turns out, you don't need a mansion to build something awesome. I'm Derek. This channel is DIY Derek. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next project.
Let's get this thing steaming.